4A, The Life of a Poet. The poet I chose is Baxter Black, a famous cowboy poet. He was born in 1945 in Brooklyn, New York, and grew up in Las Cruces, New Mexico, where my family's from. This Southwest city is rich in cowboy culture. In the Old West, he gained knowledge of cowboy culture and love of animals during his childhood. He attended Colorado State University and graduated vet school in 1969. He was a large animal vet before he mastered his skills as a poet and public speaker in the 1970s and 80s. During the Yellowstone Park fires in 1980, Baxter Black wrote a poem called The Rangefinders. This poet became famous and was published on national radio. Due to popularity of this poem, he gained a partnership with NPR, National Public Radio, for over 20 years. He started on that late-night television and hosted many poetry fests. He attended and day worked with actual cowboys throughout his years, gaining his knowledge and information for his poetry work. Black gained popularity for his humorous and insightful poems and stories about life in the American West. Particularly, the experience of a cowboy and ranchers, his work to a wider audience. Black authored several books, including a collection of his poetry, essays, and stories such as Croutons on a Cowpie and Horseshoes, Cowstalks, and Duck Feet. His witty, authentic voice made a staple in cowboy poetry and rural humor. Baxter published columns in over 100 newspapers and many audiobooks. He retired in 2021 due to health issues. He is a version of his poem, The Rangefinders. Lightning cracked across the sky like veins on the back of your hand. It reached a fiery finger out, as if in reprimand, and torched a crippled cottonwood that leaned against the sky. While grass and sagebrush hunkered down in that hellish hot July, the cottonwood exploded and shot in flaming seeds like comets in the kerosene, igniting all the weeds. The air was thick as dog's breath when the fire's feet hit the ground. It licked its pyrogenic lips, and then it looked around. The prairie lay defenseless in the pathway of the beast, seemed to search the further hills, and then pointed to the east and charged. But like some blind arsonist, some heathen hell on wheels with his villainous companion, the wind hot on his heels. The varmints ran like lemmings in the shadows of the flame, while high above a red-tailed hawk flew circles taking aim. He spied a frazzled prairie dog and banked it into a dive, but the stoker saw them coming and fried them both alive. It slid across the surface like a molten oil slick, ran down prey and predator, the quiet and the quick. The killed air couldn't trick it. He was cinders in a flash. The bones of all who faced it soon laying smoke in the air. Baxter Black held a life full of love for cowboy culture, the Old West, and maintaining a dying culture. He kept this culture alive with his poetry and writing about it. He passed away in 2022. The source of this information is from online news articles, www.npr.org. The title of this article is Baxter Black, Cowboy Poet and Commentators Passes Away, by the author Rachel Treismans. The date it was published, June 13, 2022.